Welcome back to Gamers Graveyard, episode 5. I'm sure you've noticed we're down 2 people. Reed is in, I think, Afghanistan fighting ISIS in the Middle East.
That's the
So
last thing I heard
comment
from him.
prayers below. Yeah, so comment prayers below. Nathan is suffering from brutal diarrhea, from what we understand. He's locked on the toilet seat, white knuckling the toilet seat. So prayers for him.
Can't podcast
Last
from there.
we
Yeah.
talked to him, yeah, can't podcast from that. Last we heard from him, he let out a couple of tears from the amount of wipes and how raw it was getting. So let's pray
Right
for
on.
him. Anyway, first topic of the night. We got pet peeves. What's your guys' biggest pet peeves in terms of just the human race, just fucking existing?
Something that's super like casual and it's not like a crime against humanity, but boy, does it irk me, drives me up a wall. It's when people lack spatial awareness in public and
Oh yeah,
they kind of just coast through public spaces. They don't get out of the way of people. They walk slower like than the crowd. And bro, I'm not one of those people. I'm always checking my six, I got my blind spots
yeah.
covered and
In case
I
Marshawn
move
is
things
coming.
out of the way for people, or like I collapse my body when I'm walking through a smaller gap. But I do think it's funny.
Step
Have
to
you
the
seen those
side.
videos where like it's like where they
The
just
don't
straight
move your
walk?
shoulder.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
bunch of like middle schoolers, high schoolers do that. That is funny. But
You want to know where that happens the most?
Hmm.
Rap shows. I've never almost been floored to the ground more in my life than going to a rap show. You're walking with your girlfriend or something. You got to try to puff your chest, protect her a little bit, and just boom, bro. Just some
Yeah.
250 guy. You're like, oh my.
I have an anecdote to that
Excuse me.
because I've been to quite a few rap shows in my time. And Bryce, we went to Rolling Loud, and I remember we were probably moshing for like 3 hours in Florida heat, bro. Just the
Yeah.
swamp,
Dying.
really. And I was covered, drenched in sweat. I was just like
Yeah. Facts.
physically wet to the touch. And after Denzel Curry, I was like, we gotta leave, Nathan. I need some water. And so the crowd was so big that I just forced my way through. And
You have to.
all the women who I touched were just, oh, fucking gross. Cause I was just
Sweaty.
it was gross, bro. It was bad. But
Yeah.
I didn't give a fuck and I just walked through the crowd. Anyways, that was
I do want to say, do you remember going to that Kevin Gates show up in Denver? Do you remember those two
Oh, a global dancer.
floozies, as we shall refer to them, that were dressed like it was like half EDM, half rap show? They were obviously dressed for the EDM side, which fair enough, but that gives you the idea. And they were like, they're obviously trying to get to the front. I don't think they cared much about the rap show, but they're trying to get to the front for the EDM show.
Yeah.
But me and Chase, Kevin Gates, love him. So we had been fought all the way through the crowd to get to the front.
we were damn near like front row.
I think we were second row or something like that.
Second, yeah.
And we clocked these floozies like grinding on men fucking poorly. Like, you like that, Papa? And then moving on to the next guy.
Like bimbos, right?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that what floozies are?
Yeah, floozies are bimbos.
They were fake everything, bro. Like
yeah,
everything.
and then
Their lips out there just
so then they made it to me, and I was like, I'm not getting finessed out my spot for
Yeah.
Kevin Gates. I'll die a virgin before I get finessed out this spot. And so they start throwing it back, and I was like, "Excuse me, ma'am." And
gotta go.
She said, "You don't like this?" I said,
You're
"Not
like,
from you." And she was like, you're. Or I said, "Not from you. Gross," or something like that. And she was like, "You're an asshole." And I said, "You're a whore." And
oh,
her friend that was there went, "Oh, like, got her, bitch ass."
Really?
And
yeah.
I
Let's
was
go.
locked in, bro. I remember once you dealt with them, I was like, sweet, I don't gotta deal with them. I didn't have to like, because it was hard to hear. It was middle of the concert, so I was just like, all right, Bryce is dealing with those things. Sweet,
Yeah.
Vibing.
sweet,
Yeah.
Anyway, my biggest pet peeve, similar to your biggest pet peeve, I call them meanderers. So it's a little bit when they just meander through. So I don't really mind slow walkers. Like, I don't know, walk at your own pace. I happen to be a fast walker, so I guess this affects me more. Slow walking doesn't really affect me, but it's just walking, and you look at them, and it looks like nothing's going on through their brain. They look like GTA 5 NPCs, you know? They're just staring off into space, like,
They got like they call it the ADHD walk, where you're kind of just running into everything,
bro.
and you're just like,
And they're like, it's like they snake. So this morning, I clock in, I get stuck behind one of these fucking meanders, and I try to sidestep her, and she has better defense than Kawhi Leonard with her back because she jab steps me, but just in a meander speed, and my ears turned red. I can't believe it right now. And then I had to, so I went hit her with a jab, post spin, got around her, and she was like that. I can't believe he did that. I was like, I wanted so bad to grab her by
were
the
you
collar
bouncing?
and be like, fucking be aware. What are you doing? What are you looking at? You don't have somewhere to go? Why isn't life important to you? Why do you just coast through life? And the reason I say it expands a little bit is because some people who shall name nameless, but he will know who it is when he hears this. The way they structure sentences is just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Is there a point to anything you're saying? Well, I'm talking about at a drive-through. This shit, I swear, gets there.
Oh, like they're on the clock, right? It's time to order.
On the clock. It's time to. We're grown men. If you haven't figured out how to operate a drive-through, call it. You know what I'm saying? So, at a drive-through, staring at the drive-through member,
especially it's like Taco Bell.
The same shit. It's been the same shit for 30
it's never
years.
Changed, bro. They maybe have seasonal fucking fries or like it's all the same ingredients. So like which way do you want drink? Right. Like I've always gotten the Baja Blast for my whole life. It's never changed.
Yeah.
I'm diabetic, bro, and same.
And this guy could get the same meal every time. Doesn't matter. They say, hey, welcome to Wendy's. How can I help you? And that's it. Boom, right there. You felt that silence? That silence exists for 20 seconds. Order when you're ready. And then he doesn't say okay to that. Okay, give me a second. None of that. Just stares blankly. And that to the point where I swear to you, the worker said, hello? And he went, yeah, I'm still here. And he was like, oh, okay. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? How have you not figured this out yet? And then by the time he orders, he's like, can I get a... well, hold on. And that's when you want to grab him by the neck and be like, fucking make a decision, any decision. Why are you speaking without any sort of point whatsoever? So meanders, people that just meander through life, that speak with no point, walk with no purpose, they gotta go.
Honestly, it's kind of crazy. All of them are semi-similar. I mean, maybe it's why we're friends. Who knows?
Yeah, right.
Mine would be more so like you're in like a crowded public space, and like I could also deal with slow walkers and stuff like that. I can even kind of deal with meanders. They definitely tick me off. But the one thing that really makes me mad is just when people don't say excuse me. If I'm in a tight packed situation, bro, and a dude just plows through me or something, like if they do that, but they say excuse me because of the situation, like, oh, my bad, bro. Like I'm just getting shoved into you. I'd be like, dude, this sucks, but word, you know. But if they're just plowing through me, just no care in the world, bro. I just want to. I just went to a concert last weekend, bro.
Why don't you understand?
Yeah, literally. The big guy Grizz is who everyone was there for. We got there like 3.5 hours early to lock down a spot all the way up in the front. But we were sitting down and stuff because there was like a 15 to 30 minute intermission for various parts. And during those intermissions, bro, just people crushing me, bro, crushing. And I mean, it's just everyone sitting down. I'm not the only guy. Like, I almost tripped a couple
we
of people.
We share this world, and those type of people are just like main character energy, and it's just like, bro, you wouldn't even get past the pilot episode. You're fucking
no. You remember at you bring up Rolling Loud, and then you bring that up made me think of this. You remember that dude that got punched hard as shit in the nose and like was bleeding everywhere? And security was like, "Yo, like, I guess have a mosh pit or something, like maybe push somebody or something." But oh, and by the way, like I feel like an average size guy, definitely on the skinnier side. And I thought like mosh pit will be fun. I'm young, first experience with a mosh pit. Dude, first one, so it's like football hitting drills. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm coming hard because when I'm staring across the mosh pit, bro, the other dude is like fucking hunched over. I
Is he like
see
built like a
nothing. It's like
Viking?
Yeah.
it just looks like he has PTSD in his eyes, you know? Like he's coming to exact revenge for storming Hamburger Hill or something. So I'm like, fuck, dude, this guy's coming hard. I gotta come hard.
Pause.
So run in. Pause.
Yeah.
No, JK, resume. Yeah.
But so fucking beat drops, come running in, boom, bump shoulders with the first dude. It goes relatively well. Both of us kind of hit and like land. And I'm like, okay, good. Now,
Bounce
what I
solo.
didn't know is that that energy, that like lowering my shoulder into everybody I see, that
Doesn't
has to
stop.
maintain for, yeah, at least a minute. And the next dude came up behind me and fucking my heel touched the back of my head. Like that. I was like, oh, fuck. Had to pick myself up off the ground. Now I'm scrambling like SpongeBob. Another dude comes up, wham. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Dude, it's the worst when you
Anyway,
try to get out and they just shove you back in. You're like, no,
Yeah.
no.
You're not done yet, pal. I'm fighting for my life.
I got you for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
5 minutes of playtime.
Yeah. Dude, the dude that laid me out was big, bro. I was
Yeah.
like, why are you going out? There are plenty of big people in this mosh pit. Just
Yeah.
like bump shoulders with them, bro. You don't got a
Right.
fucking scorpion my spine.
Dude,
As a bigger guy myself, mosh pits were always fun. Because
Yeah.
I felt like a pinball where I was just getting thrown around, but
people are just trying to
I-
lay you out and you're just sitting there
people
like,
would shove me because I was big, right? They're like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
shove this big
Right.
guy, and I would kind of just carry my weight and
yeah.
just knock someone over and be like, "Oh, sorry, man." Like, didn't really do it on purpose. I don't throw elbows, nothing
Yeah.
crazy, but
Yeah.
I definitely get some shoving going. And dude, this one guy got fucking. This was also at Rolling Loud, probably during Denzel, where he got tabletopped. Someone had fallen on the ground,
Oh, shit.
and someone saw they saw it,
Had
and
a
I was just
concept,
perfect,
bro.
and just boom, clean
Oh.
tabletop over, and man, dude, it was just like brutal, bro. It was great.
Excuse me.
Whiplash, bro, off a tabletop.
It was awesome. I love a good mosh pit.
Transferring from biggest pet peeves, getting a little more specific here. What's your guys' biggest ick in terms of women? What's something that you see and you're like,
It's kind of hypocritical of me because I have this because I smoked cigarettes, but women smoking cigarettes, bro, it's gross, bro. It's gross. I mean, I even think
Yeah.
about it and it's gross. It makes your teeth stain and it smells and shit, and just something that like your hands are smelly and like, I don't know. There's so many things. Just it's vape, vape. If you have to.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe girls look at me, hit a vape, and they're like, look at that fucking,
Yeah.
that
Degenerate.
feminine looking fella. Yeah.
Soy
Which,
boy.
fair enough. Yeah. Look at that little soy boy there. Little soy boy. But yeah, when you see a woman just pop that cigarette into her mouth, especially at a young age, like older, dude, if I'm 80 and I feel like another 80-year-old smoking, I'm like, shit, yeah, man.
Granny's
you made
doing what
it.
Granny's doing.
Yeah.
Senses are fried
Yeah.
by then. It's not even a big deal.
Yeah.
You can't smell much.
Their
Dude,
lungs are already
I
crispy.
do remember like a girl that came over once, and I like smelt her hair, and I don't know if she smoked or not, but it smelled like cigarettes, and I was just like,
yeah,
I was repulsed, bro. I just was like, nah,
Ugh.
like I'm not doing this. And
Yeah.
she's just
yeah.
what? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, sorry. And this was like she had been there for like 5 minutes, and I was like, no, this is
gross.
I'm not hanging
Yeah.
around. No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the smell lingers so bad, like more so than anything else, dude. Like,
For me, so obviously, I hate, not hate, hate's a strong word, but it is gross. Like, obviously, logically, I know all women fart, of course, but when you're next to it, it's different. And like, if you're next to a little like boop, then you're like, that's cute. But when you're next to just a ripper dog, one where you're like, whoa, your bowels were rumbling, yeah, ooh, and they let out a little ooh like that, you're like, oh my God. And then the smell creeps on into your nostrils. Oh, what the fuck? She's like, excuse me. Like, no, you're
A
a
lot of women,
man now.
Yeah, but
a lot of
if a
women have
dude
shit like
does that,
IBS though.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gross. A
I
lot of
would say
women,
if a man does
gross.
that, I would find it funny.
I would laugh. Yeah, I would
Yeah,
laugh.
yeah.
Even
So
as
it's
disgusting, dude. No, you get
like
roasted,
we
bro.
are very cognizant
Oh,
of
Would
the
you
yeah,
eat
no.
hypocrisy of
garbage?
it all, but
Garbage.
Yeah.
I eat garbage.
I would say mine is a little bit more particular, and it's about just hopping into a car that is a pigsty. Like their life doesn't have to be dirty. They can be clean
Fair.
people, but when you jump in the car and there's just month-old trash in that vehicle,
I was gonna say,
bro.
Or like
so where do
trash
you draw the
food.
line? So like, let's
Food,
say you're
bro.
with a girl that goes to the gym. She's got gym clothes like in the back, and or like not gym clothes, because gym clothes get sweaty. I learned this the hard way.
Don't leave
Right
them in
now
the
in my
car.
car is two air fresheners. Yeah, because I like threw them in the back because I was going to do something afterwards. So I brought a change of clothes. So changed after the gym, threw
Yeah.
those in the back. Hopped in the next morning after like the heat had really gotten to it and let the
Oh,
smell permeate, and I
oh
was like,
yeah.
"Oh Jesus Christ!" I like drove through those clothes
Hot
away
box the gym
and
sweat,
fucking
bro.
yeah, couple of air fresheners. I was like, that
Yeah.
was gnarly. Every once in a
I've
while
never been in
too.
that type of scenario, but just like with the no effort to make amends with it, it's just like that is just they're
My
super
man.
they're just super casual about it. Like, this is my car. It's like it doesn't have to be a nice car. That's not my
Yeah,
dick. All
Yeah.
right. It's that just like leaving it that way and letting
fair.
it build and just crust form. And I don't know, because I enjoy being in a car. It's like it's kind of like your own silo of the world, right? I
Yeah.
mean, yes,
Yeah.
your house and your property is that, but just like your car, you're in the world, but you're in your own private world at the same time. And that
Fair.
clutter gets to me, man. It's like
Yeah.
to the
Bro,
point
just
where
the
it's like, do
various
you want me to
smells.
clean it? Like, I'll do it. I mean,
Yeah.
Do you eat in your car?
Oh
I
yeah.
will here and there. I
I eat
try
in my
not to
car.
like really
No,
like
I eat this.
Yeah. Yeah.
road trips, road trips and like minimal crackers. Like maybe some gummies are fine, but like crunchy
Wow. Yeah.
items.
So now, if you're like, there's no way he's this big of a fat piece of shit. You're gonna learn. I am that big of a fat piece of shit because everything is close to my house. You understand? So I'm getting fast food 3 minutes away. But even that 3 minute drive and that 1 minute walk to the kitchen table, can't do it. Refuse to do it. Instead, I'll sit outside my house and eat in my car. Now,
Jesus
I don't know.
Christ.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know why I do it,
Every
but
time.
fuck. Oh yeah, every time.
Even if it's like something big, bro, like a big bowl of Chipotle or like a whole burrito.
Well, I don't go to Chipotle because Chipotle is gross and everybody knows that. But like
Uh, you got free burritos after the whole, salmonella scare or
McDonald's,
whatever.
I'll
McDonald's
fuck
is
up some.
fairly clean though. It's not a dirty food. Like you can
Not
get some
always.
Mac sauce on yourself and stuff,
How do
but
you
it's
how do you eat fries? Do you eat fries one at a time? Because I
oh
eat as
yeah.
many as really
It
as
Yeah.
doesn't
many
matter,
as
you
can
bro.
fit in my mouth at
No,
one
that's
time.
facts
Yeah.
though. The fries are the first. I promise you, the one thing I can relate to, Bryce, if I order anything with fries and I get home, fries are gone before I get home every time. There's no shot those are alive by the time I
I
get home.
fries and popcorn are
Popcorn.
so. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't know. Maybe you guys grab like one, or like if you're
Oh,
really
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
feeling a little risky, maybe three. I grab a fistful, more than what can fit in my mouth. I then start. I have a
A
start here,
method.
and then scoop everything in my
Pile it
mouth.
in. Yeah.
And then you might be
There's
like,
just
yeah, yeah. So you might say like, do you get it all in your mouth? I easily
No.
miss 4. I miss 4 every scoop, and it just crumbles down. And this is how big of a piece of shit I am. I'll look down in the movie and be like, "Oh, would you look at that?" and pop that in my mouth.
All right.
You understand?
That's
If it touches the seat,
semi-acceptable.
it's no go, right?
If it's a good movie, I'll get into that. I'll get into that pace of eating for sure. I'll just start cramming popcorn in my mouth. But I won't do that in my car, and I won't do that in my bed. People
Yeah,
who do
bed
that,
for sure.
that's maybe
No.
the second biggest ick is like,
People who eat in their
and
beds,
I
100%.
on a good night, on a good Saturday night, I might come home and eat some Cheez-Its in bed, right?
If I'm hammered,
We all
yeah.
deserve that, right? But I'm talking about like,
Nightly, like,
yeah,
yeah,
routine.
habitually, yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
it's
agree.
like, do you also eat on the shitter?
Bro, not even
That's
that, bro. You're
foul.
sleeping in crumbs and stuff, bro. Like literally just like oils and like, yeah, I don't like that either.
I mean, I'll wake up on, like I said, a Sunday morning, where it's like, I
Yeah.
did this because I needed to do it. All right. I had to
There was
save
a
myself.
This
there was
was
a running
necessary.
joke that me and my buddies had in the Navy, which just because like our mattress is so small, like maybe 4 inches on either side, like a twin bed, I guess.
Yeah.
But maybe a little bit
Yeah,
tighter.
dorm bed. Yeah.
I feel like definitely tighter than, but whatever. Uh, and it was like,
The
dude,
rack.
what would you do if you heard like somebody come down with burnt toast and fucking they're like in their blanket watching a movie and you hear that, and you go, what is that? And there's just crumbs fucking scattered across his body, and he's like, I'm watching a movie.
If I see a dude do that, I'm fine. This is, like,
Gross.
No, that's
bro.
feral.
Gross.
That's feral.
Yeah.
Well,
And that because
I'm
there's
judging them, but I'm not. It's not an ick, right? It's not like,
Oh, fair. Yeah,
right.
it's not an ick.
I mean, because it's a guy.
If a
I mean,
girl
It would be
does it,
for a
though.
girl though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
If a girl saw that, they'd be
Exactly.
like, "What in the
Oh
hell?"
yeah.
Yeah.
No.
This is what
Like
I
I
do.
said,
I
we're
eat burnt
very
toast.
introspective about our opinions, right? We know how
Yeah.
it goes.
I feel like girls can get away with way more in terms of icks. Like I can put up like burps don't bother me at all. I don't know if they bother. I've noticed like girls will be like, "Bleh, excuse me," and I'll be like, yeah, whatever. That doesn't bother me. But if the fart gets a little loud, dude, nah. And speaking of that, what's a better feeling, genuinely, than like, so you guys have been in relationships for a while, so maybe you guys forgot. But like when you're newish in a situation or whatever, and you go out to eat, and then fucking in 2 hours, that fart is there, and your ass cheeks you're like, no, hold, and it's just
Hold the line.
It's holding, dog. And then when you get out, okay, man, I loved seeing you. This was awesome. I hope
Just
you
like
have a
the meme of that
fantastic
kid.
night. Yeah, and then you close your car door and you're just fucking, and you're like, oh my god.
It is
Breathe
debatably
it
better
in.
than like a really nice
Oh.
piss, like a real good piss when that relief you feel. No,
Yeah.
that's probably better. But yeah, it's been a while for me since I've been in that position, man. Now it's just like
I have this.
I fucking let it fly, and I'm like, here,
Yeah.
hand grenade.
Dude, yeah, fair. I got much too used to that, and then so at this point, I'm like newly single. I'm at a house party, having a good time. This girl's attractive and into me, and like clearly into me. Like she like had my chain like this, and she was like, "Is this real Cuban link? This is fake gold."
Hell yeah.
It's green right now. But she was like, "Oh my god, is this real Cuban link?" And I was like, nah, but like it's pretty expensive and shit. And we're giggling, having a good time, dude. And I feel a fart, but you can definitely tell the ones that are like silent and the ones that are like gonna come out and be a disturbance to the ones around you.
Right.
So this one, I'm like, this is gonna be silent, and I fucking just let it pass in the wind.
Yeah.
And it's a house party, so in my head, before the fart comes out, I'm like, worst case scenario, if she does smell it, I just blame it on somebody else. There's a lot of people around.
Yeah.
but it was the most foul smelling fart. Where
A true room clearer, bro.
Bro, I caught a whiff and giggled and went, fuck. And she hold my chain. She went, what's that smell? And I went, I don't know. And
Chanel
she's
number
like,
5, baby.
yeah. She was like, did you fart? And I went, nah. And she went, it smells. And I farted. I did. And she went, that's gross. And I went, yeah, I'm sorry.
Like a real
And then,
sulfuric fart, bro. Like egg.
bro,
Yeah,
bad.
the hot springs,
Just
bro.
were
Yeah.
the insides of your intestines had melted away. It was bad. And she went, that was gross. And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. And then
Welcome to my world, baby.
yeah. And then she was like, I'm gonna go make a drink. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go in the other room as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're done here. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
also make my way
Nice
out.
to meet you.
Uh, well, we all have
All right.
pretty good icks then. Very
Yeah.
strategic. Whereas the TikToks you see online is just like when
Bro,
he,
some
bro,
women
they're
be
just
coming
they're just wild. They're just wild.
Yeah.
And
when he
obviously they
types in
post the most
lowercase.
wild one.
Yeah, of course. Like that's the one that I'm
When
gonna
he
see.
types
Like,
in lowercase, bro, what? She wants all caps?
I think
yeah,
women
not all
live in
caps,
this
but the first
fantasy.
letter.
I think those
I mean,
women live in a fantasy where they will be the ones to like someone's randomly on the street gonna come up with the phone and be like, "What's your biggest ick?" And they've thought of the most
Oh yeah.
outrageous,
specific,
yeah,
outrageous.
just like
Yeah.
basically bunch of
These
bullshit,
girls
right?
are fucking throwing on a full DJ set at night, just dreaming about the idea of some dude coming up with a phone like, "What's your biggest ick?" And they come out with the fucking fuck.
People that drink water. Can you repeat that?
All right, Bryce, this is not salvageable. All right, this being like the gamer's graveyard and all, there are some good games coming out that I think we'll individually or maybe as a group collectively visit. But yeah, what are y'all's like most anticipated releases yet to come? There's a couple fire ones on the agenda.
Who wants to go first?
I'll let you kick it off.
Yeah, I'm excited for Baldur's Gate on console.
Yeah.
So it's already out on PC. So there's not like a shroud of mystery around the game, but man, it looks so good. It looks like it's gonna scratch like a weird part of my brain that just wants to like
Yeah.
just get shit faced with the boys and play Dungeons and Dragons online. You
Make
might be
wild
like,
choices.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this guy clearly doesn't get laid. I'd be like, you're correct.
Fact.
Yeah. So yeah, super excited for that. I love the what's the word I'm looking for? Custom ability? That can't be correct. Well, you
The
know what I'm trying to say.
customization. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not retarded, but I like rocks. And then yeah, love the dice roll. I never played any of the other whatever that company is. I don't care. Divinity of Sins or
Larian.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Larian
never played
Studios.
any of their other games, but
Guys.
apparently they're beloved by the gaming community. I play so many video games, but it's weird to consider me part of the gaming community because good games like Cyberpunk was everybody was super
well,
jazzed about that,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
I was like, is there online? Is this competitive? And they were like, no. And I'm like, well, no, thank you. And this isn't competitive either, but I do really like the idea of co-op. I think that it could be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
with
4-player. Yeah.
Yeah, just getting shit faced too. I
Yeah.
want to be hammered, just making like ridiculous decisions, you know? Some dude
Just-
talking out his neck, I want to fucking get in there, you know what I'm saying?
Until he wipes your fucking ass in a fight and you're like, oh well.
So is it really that similar to like Dungeons and Dragons?
It's literally based on 5e D&D rules. So
Wow,
yeah.
that's
And
kind of cool.
I know like the main bad guy, the only thing I genuinely know about Dungeons and Dragons as dope as I've always thought my whole life, like that sounds super sick, but
It's just a
you
lot,
can't really, yeah, and you can't like
Yeah.
in high school, like the people that play Dungeons and Dragons. No offense if you
Yeah,
play
you can't
Dungeons and
escape the
Dragons.
culture, right? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the people that play Dungeons and Dragons have speech impediments and drool a little bit too much in class. You know what I'm
they
saying?
don't use deodorant, that type of
Yeah,
deal.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You talk about
Like
like
you can,
football. You mentioned like Patrick Mahomes, and they're like, "Who?" And you're like,
yeah.
"No, you
They walk
what?"
with
What are you
like a
talking
really
about?
long
Yeah.
stride. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
dude, nah. So, but it always sounded sick to me. I was always like,
Yeah.
man, if my friends would get into Dungeons and Dragons, I always thought that would be sick. Like
right.
It'd be
just
dope.
everybody goes over and yeah, sits down and whatever, has some drinks and plays and just fantasizes for a while. I don't know. Also, I have a pretty active imagination, so I always thought it
Yeah.
would be fun. So I'm excited to see what it could be like
Yeah, I'm super
playing.
hyped
I
for
don't know
that.
Dungeons and Dragons with my boys. I guess I don't know.
Combat's super hard on that too. I played DOS 2 with one of our other buddies, and it took us like 120 hours to beat on the second easiest
That's
difficulty.
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, the
It
game's
is
What an
wild.
undertaking. Yeah.
Yeah,
120 hours is crazy.
yeah. I'm pretty excited for that one, but for the sake of parody, another game that I'm really looking forward to. That I think it's kind of low key. I'm only seeing more. I've only been seeing more advertisements like the last like week is Ubisoft's Avatar game. It's let me see. I got the name written down here.
I do want to say this. When's the last time Ubisoft has made like a genuinely good game?
It's been a while, but this one looks a little different. I don't think they've done this type of game in a while. It's called Frontiers of Pandora, and it looks pretty dope, man. Like open
Yeah.
world RPG. You get to fly on like the mounts. I don't know what they're called, the flying four-winged dragon things, and like the crazy horses and shit. And you fight the pilots and stuff. You do barrel rolls
Mhm.
and all this crazy stuff. It honestly looks pretty dope. The climbing of the rocks and all that kind of stuff. I was always super interested to actually like explore the world of Pandora more. And if it's just like a satisfying game in that regards, yeah, I'm probably gonna get it for like Christmas or something. But I need to see a
Yeah.
little bit
I have
more.
just two questions surrounding that. One, do you know if they're working with James Cameron? Just because that's James Cameron's baby,
That is
and
actually a really good question. I've heard that it's supposed to be canon, so if that's the case, I would imagine that
I would imagine, yeah.
they had to have in
The
some
other one is
regards.
like, you know how in depth the RPG is? Like, because genuinely, like, yeah,
Yeah,
flying on shit's kind of cool, and like shooting bow and arrows is cool, but like, I just want to virtually fuck one of those blue avatars. You know what I'm saying? So if I can't do that, I'm not getting the game.
Where they plug their
yeah,
tails in.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
There you
mean,
go.
you definitely plug your tails in to ride the
Then you
mounts and
just get
stuff,
this like
but
crazy vibration out of the PlayStation controller, and you're just like, oh.
yeah. And I'm like, oh,
AWA, AWA.
jeez.
Wow. That's, we're all looking forward to that now.
Yeah, yeah. I might just have to buy a shit. Fuck around.
My pick is also in a Ubisoft game. Ubisoft, whatever. They're
I think
and
if
to
you
answer
say,
your question, the last time they made a good game, I mean, that's kind of up for debate. Like, it's been a while regardless, I think, because a lot of them have flopped.
yeah,
The divisions weren't good.
and
The
Rainbow
crew, I
Six.
really like racing games. The crew is pretty mid. Rainbow Six is great. That's like a historic game, but that's also like 10 years old.
10 years old. Yeah,
Yeah, 8 years old. Riders Republic was pretty mid too. So they've made a lot of mid games, and it's weird to think that I'm hyped about a Ubisoft game, but and it's also weird to think what I'm about to say is the new Assassin's Creed. Oh,
really,
this
I'm
guy,
really
bro.
hyped for Mirage, bro. And
really.
you might think, God damn, but the other ones were dog shit. And I'm like, well, I mean,
I bought Valhalla
This
the
one's
day it
gonna
came
be
out, and I
different.
didn't play it. They got $70 from me,
wow,
and not a minute of my
Really?
time.
that's
Yeah, I swear to
crazy.
God, I was so disinterested in playing it once I bought it. I was like, why?
Huh.
Why did I do this to
I
myself?
got Valhalla
It
for
was pretty good,
buying a
actually.
graphics card, and I enjoyed it. I didn't finish it. It was too long, and I didn't give a fuck about the
Yeah, it looked
story
like
enough
way
to
too
finish it.
much.
I didn't
I agree with that.
play the other one. I didn't play Odyssey. Well, no, I played a little bit of
Odyssey was
Odyssey,
pretty good.
but it's just not my pace of game because I liked the Assassin's Creed for the stealth factor and like the combat. And with
Yeah,
Odyssey Origins, they shied
Valhalla
away from
even.
that. And so
Yeah.
to go back, the last time they did a game that was like kind of the base mechanics was Syndicate in 2015. So it's been a long time since we've seen an
8
AC
years.
game. So I'm kind of hyped for that. Hopefully, like given they've had 8 years to like in theory do it, maybe it'll
Yeah.
be good. But if that's not good, I would say my fallback options is also Ubisoft game. It's Skull and Bones, and it's like
Wow.
the sailing
remember that.
game where
Is
you're a
that game finally
pirate
coming out?
Oh,
pirate on a ship, and I just saw some beta gameplay on TikTok, and it's exactly like Black Flag, where you're like on your ship
mhm.
and you're doing raids and stuff. And I don't think you can deboard the ship. I think it's purely only
Just
on the
ship
ship,
stuff. Yeah.
which is like kind of but it's also like, well, it's better than them doing really poorly on land and just focusing on the sea combat.
So
And
much.
just,
Yeah.
yeah, I think those two games might put Ubisoft
Ubisoft
back on the map a
swinging
little bit.
with
Yeah.
Avatar, bro. Maybe they
Yeah,
swinging.
they got another one coming out that looks good. Another game. Oh, it's the Star Wars game. But that's
Oh,
not for a while.
yeah, that looks super good, bro. That open world RPG, Rebel Outlaw, whatever
Yeah.
it's called.
It's kind of
Yeah.
crazy how single player games are like
Yeah.
making this like second resurgence. Because for the longest time, it's like you really couldn't do, or it feels like we just didn't get a lot of good single player games for a while. Like we got some Sony
Yeah.
exclusives and stuff.
I think the
But,
Fortnite recipe took its
I was gonna
toll,
say that.
you know.
yeah, on the
And
multiplayer spectrum.
Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say not just like in terms of free to play or whatever, but really battle royale as a whole. It forced you to be like there was no longer like Call of Duty you could play pretty casually and get like a lot of satisfaction from. Like
Yeah.
you didn't even have to be great. You
Kind
could
of
be
melt your
above
brain a little
average.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be above average in Call of Duty and hop in and have a great time.
hmm
But now it was like you can't just be above average at Fortnite.
You'll
You
never
had to
win.
be
That's facts. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you had to come like correct every single time. I think people like kind of fell in love with that for a few years,
Yeah.
and then
You
yeah, and
want to
then
be the
games got
best of the
like
best, you know.
Right.
and then games got really into that formula.
Yeah.
And then now I think we're kind of seeing where people were like, where because there
That's
are
fun, you know.
the people that are just the best. Yeah, there are the people that are just the best. Where sometimes you run into somebody like I never got into Fortnite really. Like I kind of did, or at the same time everybody else did. But once like the first time I went up against somebody that put up a full castle with a moat in front of me before I could get off a shot, I was like, all right, well,
You just put the controller down, like
yeah, like because like sometimes in games like I'll get outplayed and think like, okay, well with enough time I can do what he did. But watching what that guy did, I was like, never in my life will I be able to do that.
Right. Just didn't have any
Um,
like want or desire to get that good at Fortnite.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
that's
it wasn't.
I mean, we have Rainbow and we played the shit out of that for a while, but then
Yeah.
I can't remember if Fortnite came out before Rainbow or it was just like while we played Rainbow, Fortnite released. That was like
Same
that was
rate
like
of same as
6
time
years ago.
frame. Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
Rainbow, it was way more than 6 years ago.
No,
We were
no,
I
playing
think
no.
Rainbow is 8.
Fortnite came out like 6 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah, I think
Gotcha.
Fortnite
So it was like
maybe
while we were
6.
playing Rainbow pretty heavy, I think.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I would play some like PUBG. I would really
Mhm.
enjoy just like playing PUBG. Kind of like on my own. I didn't really care because like everyone in that game spoke Chinese anyways. So it was like I didn't really need anyone else to play with. They're all Chinese anyway. And yeah, I mean, multiplayer games have just been kind of stagnant, and single players come back, and
I mean,
it's made
what
its resurgence. But
hasn't been a good new shooter since I'll give Valorant its credit, but that's it, you know.
yeah,
And
I
that's
actually
a PC
find
exclusive, so
I find it more fun to watch Valorant gameplay than it is to
then
play
play it.
Valorant. Yeah, because like
Facts.
I was really big into CS:GO, but CS:GO is really simple. You just point and shoot and click
Yeah.
and boom. Maybe you got some like smokes that are strategic, but
Or like a
Valorant is
fire
like they're
nade,
using
yeah.
fucking all these abilities that are way beyond me. And I just like to
Yeah.
sit back and watch the pros like do their thing, and I can kind of understand what they're doing. Whereas with
Yeah.
Fortnite, if I watch a pro player play Fortnite, it's like I'm having a fucking seizure. I'm just
Yeah.
damn, what are they? How do they even know what
Yeah.
they're doing?
They
They
need
are
an
so
epilepsy warning.
cracked out on Adderall, bro. They're just Oh,
Yeah.
dude, they're cranking 90s. It's just no.
Yeah.
This is not my pace, bro. And then COD is also just as toxic with like hackers.
Oh,
and
it's just
so.
bad. Yeah,
So
Nicki
we got
Minaj,
like
bro.
it's crazy. Like we've come this full 180, and now
Oh.
we're talking about like Baldur's Gate and this like
Yeah.
these are games that like if we were in middle school, like we may not give a fuck about. Like I don't
Baldur's
know.
Gate in middle school
Yeah.
for sure. I wouldn't have cared
Yeah,
about.
facts.
No shot.
I agree.
Because
I
like we
agree.
were, you know, in middle school we were all like probably on the hype train of playing the biggest games. Like Madden was still fun back then.
Dude,
Madden was pretty
COD
good back
2,
then, to be
baby.
honest.
MW 2.
Yeah, CODs were good. It was like,
Yeah.
you know, and you could play them all together. Whereas like we don't have those games as much anymore. So
Yeah.
we have a few games that
Yeah.
will, you know, come around to. Like 2K is all right when the servers are good.
Yeah. 2K will be
Yeah.
fun this year. It always is.
I enjoy 2K. Yeah, I'm excited for 2K. Also excited. I'm real super excited. I wish Nathan was here to talk about this more, but you guys know Mortal Kombat coming out,
Yeah.
and I went to Nathan's crib over the weekend, and he's not here to defend himself, so I get to tell the story how I want to tell
Oh
the story.
wow.
He had MKX downloaded, so for whatever reason, well, not for whatever reason, just when MK11 came out, I got like 2 months with the game, and then went on 3 deployments back to back to back. So like, didn't really get any time to like sink into the game because you do have to.
Mhm.
And then by the time I got back, there were a bunch of new games out. I wanted to get back into Rainbow with everybody. Like,
Right.
it's a couple of new Maddens out type shit.
2K.
So
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, there's just more games that I wanted to play. But so MKX was the last one we were big in. And I went to his house and beat the ever living shit out of Nathan in Mortal Kombat, and that was just fun to remind him where he stood, which was directly under me. So
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest MK player fan, but I'll tell you what, it is very much fun watching people beat each other's asses, specifically these dudes. I'll watch them for hours. They'll just play for hours and I'll watch them train for hours. It's a good time.
It's fun to watch MK, and I am hopelessly bad at it. I just can't
I
get
can't do it
combos
either.
down. Like, yeah, first off, learning the combo is one thing, then executing that in perfect timing and like blocking. No, dude, it's just like I can't, and it just makes me want to smash a controller, and I haven't done that in a long time. But dude,
fighter
thank
games,
God
bro,
these-
just don't work for me.
thank
My
God
fingers.
these PS5 controllers are fairly strong.
Yeah.
Because, bro, back in the day, like PS3 controller, I could, as a child with child hands, just take it and fucking snap it in half if I really wanted to.
Even PS4 controllers. So this is never out of rage or nothing like that. The way that I would break controllers, like I said, not out of rage. It's just like I have this like weird tick. I don't know, where I squeeze the controller like really hard, and not even because I'm mad or like
just to like focus.
Nah, I guess I don't know. I'm just like even when we're just in the party bullshitting, I'll be squeezing it like hard. And the PS5 controller, durable, because it's withstood like 2 years of that.
Passes the Bryce test.
The PS4 controller, like where your like hands would go.
Yeah.
I would pop that in.
Yeah, the seam would like cave in, right?
Yeah, and I would just snap them. They would last like 3-4 months, and I would just snap. And
gosh.
again, not out of anger or nothing. It wasn't like I was like, grr, and I would just be like,
that's that dummy boy strength, bro.
Yeah, it's just fucking. I'm not retarded, but I like rocks. You know.
I had a pretty hard basement floor as a kid, and there were times when I deliberately took that motherfucking PS3 controller and I took it, smashed it right in the ground on purpose. But there was only once when I was playing Madden. It was like versus like Nathan or someone. The most bullshit play happens, and I was standing, so all I did was drop the controller. I didn't like throw it. I didn't like push it down. I just dropped it, and it fell from like 3 feet and just like a Lego bricks falling apart, bro. And I was just, man, bro, who the fuck made this, dude? Like, you can't survive that. So I after that learned like to try not to break them.
Freedom, yeah.
As a child, going over to your crib and like go down to the basement, and there's like fucking, it looks like
boneyard,
bro, just a scrapyard of controller parts.
Yeah.
Like the motherboard's over here. There's an analog stick over here. There's 3 buttons scattered. One's on the ceiling for no reason.
Yeah.
It was you would clearly just walk and then pick up another one.
I had a good amount, probably like 6 throughout my day, and I had like 4 when the PS3 first dropped, and the controllers weren't good that to start, so like they would eventually like just stop working. So I would take that one and I would swap the parts into one that I deliberately broke, and like, yeah, man, they were just a piece of shit controller. These PS5 controllers are legit. They're pretty good, except for like stick drift is always going to be a thing. Stick drift is always going to be
forever.
A problem.
Yeah.
I don't nut into my controller stick, so I've never had that problem.
I can't believe that, bro. You squeeze the shit out of it, but you don't like press it really hard when you sprint and shit. You know, like when you're
Bro, he's not eating a burger and then like picking his controller up. Like,
yeah, bro, that's in the car. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah. Fair
no,
enough.
like, yeah, I haven't had stick drift. Also, like, what games are you playing? I guess you play shooters.
Apex
still.
and stuff.
Apex would do it to you, especially that, and I wouldn't say Rainbow is one that did it, but
I think even 2K, Rainbow.
Bro, even 2K, I'd be pressing really hard on the sticks when I'm moving around.
Really?
Like, I don't know why. I think it just helps me helps me make smaller movements, more precise movements if I press as hard as I fucking can on the stick.
I would say MLB The Show, I can like sometimes press real hard on the stick for that reason, like to get smaller movements. But even then, like, yeah, I've never had a problem with it. Yeah, I don't know. PS5 controller is solid. Chase is just a mongoloid, so what are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm not the kindest to Sony's technology.
Yeah.
Pretty brutal on it.
We want to change topics?
Yeah.
All right, next topic. I imagine probably going to be a relatively short topic, but they apparently launched like a month ago or a little over a month ago. They launched I don't know who they is, but whatever ocean organization.
They don't want us to hold on, I'll hold off on that joke. Go ahead.
Yeah. They launched the largest search for the Loch Ness Monster in 50 years using like drone technology and shit like that, which I thought was interesting just because who gives a shit? My personal opinion. Caleb, you were like, well, it'd be cool. Like, what about if that's real? What other lore is real?
Yeah, if they found it, it's like it opens up a big door. You know what I mean? If it turns out to be true by some crazy reason.
Yeah, fair. I just figured like if the same way like everybody reacted to UFOs, where like they were like, yeah, UFOs are real. The government, by the way, it was just it was like, I swear to you that I have top secret clearance and it's real. And you're like, why do you have it? Yeah. You're not a strike group. There are so many levels above you, but okay.
I trust you. Yeah.
Yeah. But whatever. The same way that the public was like, UFOs are real? Cool, man. I don't really give a fuck, not even a little bit. I feel like that's how I would be if the Loch Ness Monster, if they were like, the Loch Ness Monster is real, I can't believe it. Whoa. I'd be like, oh, yeah, I don't know. The ocean's weird, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like I've seen some pretty crazy shit in the archaeology books of dinosaurs. I feel like it'd be believable. I'd just be like, it's like a fucking dinosaur with like turtle wings.
I mean, I would lean into like thinking like is Bigfoot real, because that would actually be kind of crazy.
Yeah, now you're striking
that's a bipedal
there.
A bipedal, elusive, pretty intelligent organism. If he's evaded us for this long, if Loch Ness Monster's real, I mean,
Yeah.
From what I was reading, apparently the search for the Loch Ness Monster does stimulate their economy quite a significant amount. So they're probably just like, hey, we're trying to find them. We need global support here. Everyone bring your fucking sonar and drones.
Yeah, but, economy's down. We need help.
My joke was going to be, they don't want us to find Nessie. Like DJ Khaled. So we go find Nessie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
out the ocean.
It's a I've heard of ridiculous hobbies, right? But that's a pretty ridiculous hobby.
Yeah.
I'd rather be into RC cars and planes than hunting Loch Ness Monster.
Dude, I'd rather be in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. Saying.
You could probably find Loch Ness Monster in Dungeons and Dragons. So
Bro, what you know about an Oathbreaker Paladin build?
Oh, you saying that reduced your chance of getting pussy by 20%.
No, I'm okay with that. I got good charisma.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. +5 charisma. It counteracts it.
Yeah.
I went with a charisma build personally.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah, you know
also
what?
have go ahead.
Okay, going back to that, just I was gonna say, what's gonna suck is like, dude, if the game is really good, anytime there's a really good game, like I'll want to talk about it to people who don't play video games at all. Like
Yeah.
when I got really into 2K, I would be telling like my family or you guys like,
Yeah,
like fucking it's sick. It's like an RPG but sports games and like all like we're all like playing a role and like
Mama, I
we're
made it to the
winning and
NBA. Can
stuff.
you believe it?
Yeah, and that already like your family looks at you like, yikes, dude, this
Right.
might be rough.
Touch
But if I
tracks.
start coming to them with like, yeah, if I start coming and pushing up my glasses, Mom, you won't believe it, but I beat the level today, and now I'm a level 15 swordsmith. So that means that I've unlocked a whole new world of upgrades. My mom will be like, I disown you. I'm not having a son that
Yeah.
just refuses to get pussy. This is unacceptable.
If your father's Andrew Tate, then you're done.
Oh, dude,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Could you imagine if Andrew Tate's kid came up to him and was like, Dad, I just bought Baldur's Gate. And he's like, what the fuck is that? It's an online video game, but it's Dungeons and Dragons. He'd be like, fucking go to sleep, man.
Jesus.
Go live on the street, you fucking piece of shit.
Fair.
But Dad, it's really fun.
I
All
just
right,
want to roll some dice.
my quick
Yeah.
little segment in the news I saw. Dude, this is pretty bad for the people involved. Like, this is a life-changing event, honestly.
Huh.
They'll never
Talking about those
recuperate from
Hawaiians?
this. But no, Drake canceled Toronto concert, bro.
Not quite that serious.
No, but like, all right, think about it. Like, if you're gonna go to a Drake concert, you're probably gonna ball out. You're probably gonna spend a couple racks to do so.
I mean, at least a rack for cheap tickets, I'd imagine.
So it was set for Monday night, and allegedly he contracted COVID-19, which I guess he
Huh. In
passed.
2023?
He tested negative, and then he has since tested positive, or he tested positive, and then he tested negative on Thursday. I don't fucking know. Either way, it was supposed to be like a whole like reunion of Young Money with Nicki Minaj and Lil Wayne there.
Back in his
And,
hometown.
That would be sick.
Yeah,
In Toronto, dude, that would be
yeah,
sick.
so people balled out. They, bought Airbnbs that they can't get refunds on, and flights they spent money on, took time off from work, all this. So, like, I do feel a little bit of sympathy. At the same time, it's not like Drake was just like drunk and didn't show up, right? So,
Yeah.
it's like, what can you do? Sometimes life gives you shit, and you got to make a shit sandwich.
I don't know
I like
about
that.
Probably.
I'm stealing that.
If I'm 3K deep into a weekend to see Drake and they reschedule it for the next week, I'm probably calling work and telling them a family member died and just seeing it through. So maybe that's what most people will do. But maybe they'll get refunds. I don't know. Either way, I've never been to a concert where the artist canceled. I went to a Nickelback concert once where they were like probably super hungover or drunk and they played like 5 songs and left. But I also got food poisoning from the Pizza Hut stand, like those little mini pizzas from Pizza Hut.
Oh, those are poison, dog. The
yeah,
dough's not even cooked
poison
half the time.
I missed school for like 3 days after that.
Oh no.
Damn.
But yeah, I went and saw a Nickelback concert. They're like supreme dad rock. They're making a resurgence. People are finally coming out the closet and saying they listen to Nickelback. Yeah.
Ew.
I fucks with
Nickelback. That's another ick. That's
an ick.
No kids out. I'm right now the animal.
Look at this photograph.
No, that's a bad song. But I've been driving black on black. Just got my license back, dude.
Oh,
that's banger. It is. I know every lyric to the song. I didn't understand that Nickelback was a social faux pas, so I was like, damn, this shit bangs in elementary school.
Yeah.
And then everybody was like, Nickelback is fucking for dummies. And I was like, uh-oh. I don't listen to Nickelback, dude. I'm not a dummy. Right.
Yeah, so you had to hide, bro, for period of time. You really had to,
Like
Yeah.
just like
15 years, man.
live a false reality that it never happened, bro.
Yeah. Like I wasn't a big Nickelback
I know.
Bro, the
fan.
meme of that blonde-haired guy with the terrible blonde hair. Just look at this photograph.
Yeah, he is,
That is
dude. He
bad.
is kind of
Bad.
gross looking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nickelback is an ick, bro. Nothing you can do about it.
There,
Well, women
we
like
were talking,
people like Taylor Swift, so
That's more respectable, I think. Hey Tay.
I heard I heard Andrew Schultz compare T Swizzy to Michael Jackson. He said it's those two are the best. Well, first of all, the best live performance that there has ever been, which hard to argue numbers there, I guess. And also that like hits wise, almost nobody compares to Taylor Swift. He was like
yeah.
the Andrew Schultz was like, obviously I went there like with my girlfriend, so I'm going there cynical. I'm going there like, fuck this bitch ass concert. I don't want to be here. This sucks. And he was like, but every song she played, I knew. And I was like, this is a bop.
Mhm.
And I was like,
Huh.
yeah, true enough. Uh, I think she could probably play like arenas with nothing but bops for an hour, and I probably would
Yeah.
enjoy it. Which I think that says something.
Yeah, I got some
I
Taylor Swift in my
she'll
Apple
be a
Music
goat.
library, but
She'll be a goat of our time.
I, my dad actually went to Taylor Swift with my sister because
Oh, to the
all of my
Mile High
sister's
thing?
friends, no, they went in Arlington in Dallas. And bro, like all of my sister's friends were like probably just too poor to go to Taylor Swift. Like those
Oof.
tickets ain't cheap.
Yeah.
So he went and
No
he
kiss.
said that she put on a good performance, which I believe is
Yeah.
true. But yeah, I've
If your
got a
dad's saying that,
couple.
it's definitely true. Because you know
Yeah,
your dad doesn't give a fuck about
dude, my,
Taylor
my
Swift.
exactly. My dad's seen like, the best classic rock bands,
Yeah.
AC/DC, all these bands live. So I gotta trust his opinion on that. And I do have some songs in my library from T Swift, so just
I got a
four.
story.
But
I'll
I got a
listen to
story that kind of
anything
ties into
except
that.
for country. So,
I love country. You're tripping.
uh,
Hey, hell yeah, country's the shit, boy. I'm trying to fucking take a ride on my big green tractor. That's my shit, Papa. Uh, but you were talking about like, oh, my dad's seen the best rock bands, yada yada yada. My dad, like, same thing. Middle class white dad. Who'd have guessed? My dad's a huge Tool fan. Huge Tool fan.
Tool's good
Favorite
though.
band.
Tool's actually
Yeah,
good.
Tool is fantastic. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tool is fantastic. And my mom like balled out, got him super nice tickets for his birthday. He was super hype, so they're going to see him. And my dad, the whole concert, which is wild because like I'm his son. If you meet my dad, me and my dad are very similar. Our jokes are similar. Like I don't know the way our mannerisms, everything's very similar. But in terms of like a concert, totally different because my dad sat there like this all concert,
Time of
all
his life
concert,
though. Yeah, yeah.
silent, yeah, silent, just staring, not cracking a smile or nothing.
it's the
And my
sip of beer
mom,
here and there.
my mom was like, I think he hated it actually. Like she texted me like, I don't think he liked it. I saw him like I come home like a couple months later from the Navy. I'm like, yeah, like you went to the Tool concert. How was that? And he was like, it was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. I almost cried. And he said,
Hell yeah.
and my
Hell
mom was
yeah.
like, you didn't even like, you didn't dance, you didn't like
Nod your head even.
sing along, you didn't nod your head. And he was like, no, I just stood there and enjoyed silently. I was
Hell
like,
yeah.
wow, that's not me at
In the
all.
moment, in the moment,
Yeah, just blank face staring at the
really
stage.
taking
Like,
it in. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like you said, every once in a while, taking a drink of the beer, like, this is fantastic. This is my
Yeah.
dream.
Good
I
on
better
him.
not show emotion.
I mean, dude, hearing like lateralists and stuff live though, I mean, I don't blame them. Like, I don't. How do you dance to like Tool though? You know?
I feel like you could sing along though. Like,
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
true though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, my dad said like they brought like a fire hose of foam out and like sprayed it on the crowd and like
Oh, so it's kind of
uh
hype and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? But my dad didn't give a fuck about none of that. You're just staring.
Soaked it all in.
Mhm. Uh, Also, I wanted to say this. Chase, you brought up like Nickelback might have been hungover. You remember going to see? It was at that same Kevin Gates concert.
Oh,
Juicy J. Ju-
yeah.
Juicy J has it made for one of the funniest stories ever because one, it was wild to see like Juicy J doesn't give a fuck about. He couldn't care like he was obviously there for a paycheck, which fair enough.
Yeah.
Right.
But he's reading glasses on, reading off his phone,
Yeah.
like kind of low energy, just like.
Right.
And you were like, wow, this is
We literally
exceptionally
like
bad.
we like walked up to the front to see it. Like there was no one, there was no
Mhm.
crowd presence. Everyone was kind of just like
Wow.
killing time by being there, waiting for the
Yeah.
next show. And they're just like got nowhere
Well,
else
I
to
was
be. So they're like, might as well listen to Juicy J. And like I thought some of Juicy J's, catalog would be good, but
Low money like weed
no,
smoke.
bro, nothing. Not a single
yeah,
song got hype.
That's
I
crazy.
agree. But do you remember this? Do you remember it was bands that make her dance? Hey, bands that
Uh,
make her dance. So before that song played, he said, "Hey, I need bitches up here that are trying to shake ass." And I remember watching these two girls, and one girl was about shaking ass. She was like, "We're getting on stage and we're throwing ass in a circle. You understand? We're going fucking stupid up there." And the other girl was like, "I'm definitely not comfortable with being on stage. Please don't make me go." And she was like, "No, fuck that bitch. You're going. Ha 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 ha."
yeah.
And that girl's having a fucking anxiety attack, just freaking out. Every step, her heart's got to be just pounding, bro. Because then she gets up there and her friend is throwing ass. You understand? Like hands, knees, just fucking bippity bop, bippity bop, bippity bop. Uh, and she just stands there because clearly doesn't know how to throw ass,
Stage fright,
doesn't
bro.
want to throw ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just staring at a crowd full of 1,000 people. Like, oh my god, this
What do
is
I do?
It was
scary.
probably less than a
Yeah,
thousand, bro. I mean, it was pretty dead.
fair. But I
See a
imagine
high
if you're
school
on
gym
stage,
filled more.
yeah. But on stage though,
Yeah.
bro, heart's racing, and you're there to throw ass. And you don't know how. That's nightmare fuel, bro.
Nightmare.
She's praying that nobody notices that she's up there just standing still, wide eyed, staring. But you know who noticed? Juicy J. So Juicy J said, "Hey, stop the song." And he said, if you're not here to throw ass, get the fuck off the stage." And she was like, uh. And her friend was such a piece of shit. She turned around and was like, "Come on, throw ass." And she looked at her like with tears in her eyes starting to well up, like,
Oh my god.
"Please just leave with me." And she was like, "No,
This
this
is
is
my
my time
moment.
to shine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fucking bibbity bopping this ass in a circle. So you're staying on stage with me." That girl fucking, she was like, "Oh, okay." Tried to throw ass again, did not know how. Not her fault. Nobody taught her. She never watched a YouTube video on how to throw
Right.
ass.
She didn't
And
practice.
Juicy J stopped the song again. He said, "Hey, stop the music. She has to leave." And she was like,
Oh.
and her friend stayed, bro.
Yeah.
Her friend turned around and was like,
Cold.
"Bye."
See ya.
I was like,
Cold.
"Whoa, dude. That would
They're
I
not
would
friends
never talk
anymore.
to her again." Yeah. It
Yeah.
can't be, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I felt it
Because
was
what's the
awkward for
car ride
me, and
home
I was
like?
just a fucking spectator of this. I was
Yeah.
just, damn, this is weird.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
oh gosh.
Plus,
You
Juicy J is
know,
an old guy, and those girls were young. They were
young.
like
He like
18.
yeah, I was gonna say 18 to
Ooh.
20. And
Yeah.
Juicy J's 50-ish. So you're
Yeah.
like, hey man, like that's pretty gross.
Right. And I do think it's just such a good call out that he was reading off his fucking phone. That was hilarious.
You
That's
know,
some
he
Juicy
was
J energy, bro.
yeah, because of that show, I don't listen to Juicy J because I'm
I
like,
never really liked him anyway. That just kind of seems like his character. You know what I mean?
I was fucking with him. I like basic toxic rap type
J's
shit.
on my feet.
Gun plus a mask, that equals cash.
Yeah, no, it's bad. Like, look, nobody's saying it's good,
Right.
but I'm just saying, like, I used to fuck with it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? There's
Yeah.
some bangers in there that you could throw on, and
Here
everybody's
and
gonna
there.
bob their head.
Certainly.
Yeah.
After that, though, I was like, nah, that dude's a fucking bum. Also, like, just perform the song. It's a 3-minute song, and let that girl get the fuck off stage before she kills herself later tonight.
Yeah.
Even after you stop, like, after he stopped and looked at her, like, hey, cut the beat, looked at her, and there tears in her eyes where she's panicking. You have to be a different kind of human to be like, shake ass now, whore. And she's about to cry. Yikes, dude. That's a bad look.
Yeah.
That's a bad look.
Yeah. I was there for that. I'm glad I didn't watch that part. I was watching some other EDM thing. God bless, because that is,
Right.
dude. I would have been looking for the tomatoes, bro.
Yeah, straight up.
Gucci was there, and he was also really bad.
Oh,
yeah.
I actually saw a little bit of that, and yeah, that was laughably
dude.
bad.
I don't even like Gucci Mane, nothing like that, bro. But that was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what was interesting about that is it seemed like there were people there for Kevin Gates and EDM, but not the rap portion at all. It was Kevin Gates or
Yeah.
EDM. Because, I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
maybe we were biased because we were in front, but we were in front for Gucci too, and we were in front for Juicy. Nobody gave a fuck about either
They were just
Yeah.
straight up waiting.
one of those performances. But Kevin Gates, at least the front portion of the crowd was jumping for Kevin Gates.
Yeah.
That made my heart feel good.
Yeah, it was
Kevin
very
Gates
weird
was lit.
dynamic to throw them in with
Yeah.
a super heavy like EDM scene, because I don't know if that's like a big show for Colorado. I know
Yeah.
Colorado's EDM scene is
Yes,
pretty
it
huge,
is.
but global dance, like I liked the lights and the ambiance, and like there was a big crowd and a lot of thoughts or whatnot, and it was just like it's a good spectator environment. But
I loved watching the people who just like their brain was no longer functioning and somebody's in there
Oh,
just
way too
twirling
many
mic in front of
drugs.
their face.
the like
Yeah.
gloves,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And
that
they're
shit
not doing it good
cracks
either.
me
They're
up,
just like,
bro.
No, yeah.
I cry laughing looking at somebody fucking like,
You got like,
and
dude, there's a lot of
fuck, it's
objects that
funny.
glow that people bring. Like you get like people
Yeah.
who do like the hula hoops and like
the poi and
the
yeah.
like things that they swing around, bro. It was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like I felt like a true spectator.
The
I was
nunchucks.
really
Yeah, I
like
agree.
out of my element, and it's good to go out of your comfort zone like that. But
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
paid VIP to see this. Like
We
we
did.
we balled out to see
Yeah, we
Kevin
did.
Gates. So it was just like, well, we might as well use some of the money while we're here, you know? Like
Yeah.
You remember?
People
Yeah,
watch.
we saw Kevin Gates and we were like, yo, you wanna bounce? And you're like, yeah. Like there was still like 3 performances until the main act, and we just left.
yeah. Well, I think it was
Yeah.
Gucci Man set us off when we were like, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. It was that too,
We
because
can't
Gucci.
operate this.
I was watching that full hour set of Gucci, just like my dad watched Tool.
Yeah.
Brains just melted.
Except you didn't almost cry.
Yeah. No, he
Yeah.
did almost cry, but for different reasons.
Yeah,
Yeah, I in that moment I thought, damn, it would be nice to just, I don't know, be in the car.
yeah, facts.
Yeah. Be out of the heat.
Right.
Do we want to call it there?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I want to
we
do a
actually
drink
didn't
review.
mention the drink. Forgot to do
Oh,
that at
yeah,
the
huh.
beginning, but it's empty now.
Drink
But
recipe in the description below.
yeah,
It was good. I fucked
what
with
was it called? It was like the Mexican firing squad.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. It was probably a more politically correct name, but
Well,
Tequila, lemon juice,
tequila,
and grenadine.
grenadine, and then if
The bitters.
if you want to opt for the bitters, you know, feel free. Whatever
Yeah.
your heart's content.
How
Yeah, I
fancy
didn't
you
do
feel
that.
like?
yeah, exactly. I felt
Bougie.
that's bougie. That's bougie. You started doing that, but yeah, teach his own.
Yeah, I give
Anyway,
it like
thanks for tuning in to episode 5. If you've made it this far and you still have yet to click the like button or subscribe or comment on anything, what the fuck are you doing? You're a weirdo. You just watched it and you're like,
Reloader.
and then yeah, on to the next. It's been an hour long of your life. Just click a button. You know what I'm saying? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Type something. Fucking A. You guys just watch hour-long entertainment and you're like, haha, good. We're not asking for money. We're asking for you to click a button, you fucking bum.
I mean, the least you guys
Anyway.
could do is roast Bryce for his lag. I mean,
Uh-huh.
you know,
Yeah, true
let
enough.
us know how bad it is.